Everybody like, Mr.O, where you been? What you got going on? Sucker ducking the dummy dots. Are you really going overseas? What about all your things? Sell that shit. What about your family?
I better not find out your ass was swimming in the milk.
Etc. Blah, blah, blah. All these questions answered and more. Don't go nowhere. Keep it locked. You did.
Up next, Mr.O. We on grind, baby. Let's get it. Ay, ay, ay. We on grind. Ay, ay, ay. We on grind. Ay, ay, ay. We on grind.
Wake up and grind, man. To all my haters. Thank God for the win. You just got a second chance. Do something with it, baby. All right, so I made the decision to live a life without borders. A lot of inquiring minds want to know, why I made the decision to leave. How does my family feel about it, etc. Quite honestly, it's easy. You assess what's important to you and realize what you want out of life and devise a plan to go get it. And what's important to me is securing my future. And I know I realized that, which I'll do a video on coming soon, the top 10 reasons why I'm choosing to leave. As far as family, how often are you visiting with them anyway? Me, not so much. Planes are taking off from any airport around the world every day. Spending $500 to $600 to come home, if need be, when time permits, for whatever gathering, isn't much different than still living here in the States. And my daily routine of living abroad will more than make up for me being absent because of what I'm gaining. A peace of mind, saving more of my income, and building towards my future. Paying rent here in the States, it's exhausting. Feels like just waste of money, throwing it away. I was spending $2,500 a month for my townhouse here in America.
You know this already. The current housing market has so many Americans saying the rent is just too gosh darn high, and it's only getting higher. According to Zillow, in January, the typical asking rent was close to $2,000. That's up 0.2% from December and 3.5% from a year ago.
The biggest issue is that we haven't built enough housing in the United States, and so we have this shortage of housing supply. So rents went up a lot during COVID, and then they leveled off for a while because we did start to build some new rental housing, but that's really dried up. And we also have a shortage of homes to buy, and the people who are buying homes, they're facing a market where homes are much more expensive than they've been in history, and so those people are renting longer. So we have more renters than before, and we have not enough places for them to live.
What's the expectation on rents coming down?
Unfortunately, we built about 1 million new rental units. Most of them came online last year. There's about maybe 400,000 that are still coming online this year. A lot of them in the Sun Belt, but really around the country. And that was the most new housing we'd seen in like 50 years. Builders are facing some of the same pressures that buyers are facing, which are interest rates are really high, material costs are really high. So they have stopped building. And so once that supply dries up, we're going to start to see rents go up because there's, again, not enough homes.
Pretty ridiculous. Along with utility costs, hundreds more dollars through the roof, and maintenance, insurance, etc. Having to stock the house with food, price of food. I'm not as mad at the price of food here, although it's ridiculous, but more so the cleanliness of it.
Did you know some of the foods that you might be feeding your kids are banned in other countries because of certain ingredients? So how are they allowed in the U.S.? I talked to an expert to find out if families should maybe be concerned about these very common foods.
Ingredients: sugar, corn syrup, hydrogenated palm kernel oil.
Are you just surprised that there are products sold legally in the U.S. but have ingredients that are banned in other countries?
Kind of surprised and kind of not. I think we do fast, cheap, and easy in America and kind of everything in excess.
Skittles, Pop-Tarts, Gatorade, and those yummy Little Debbies. Banned in the European Union because of dyes like Yellow 5, Yellow 6, and Red 40. The EU banned these artificial colors after scientific research indicated they could be harmful to health, especially to young children.
We do allow GMOs here, but in most of Europe, they don't.
Coffee Mate, Ritz crackers, those warm, buttery Pillsbury biscuits, all banned in Switzerland, Austria, Hungary, Iceland, Norway, and Denmark because of trans fats like partially hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oils. Wheat thins and cereals like Frosted Flakes banned in the United Kingdom, Japan, and parts of Europe because of a chemical called BHT.
Red 40, Yellow 5, FDA, they review these things all the time.
We would talk farm or factory. Like, did it come from a farm or a factory? And if it came from a factory, it probably wasn't very healthy for us. And we talk about closest to the source, so try to eat foods in their most natural state.
I'm so ready to get to a land where they eat what they produce without it being sprayed and touched and stepped on and expanded and shot up, etc.
Now to part 2 of our series on the growing concern over human-made chemicals known as forever chemicals. A recent study by the Environmental Working Group showed that nearly 20 million acres of U.S. farmland is contaminated by these chemicals that are linked to cancer and other illnesses.
Adam Nordell and his wife Johanna bought this farm in Maine in 2014 to raise organic produce and a family. 7 years later, they learned their land was riddled with chemicals called PFAS, a family of thousands of toxic compounds that last so long in the environment, they're known as forever chemicals. The toxins at Songbird Farm were traced to sludge, the solids left after wastewater is treated, spread there as fertilizer in the 1990s. Nordell says tests found that their water and some crops had dangerously high levels. The level in his family's blood, 250 times higher than average.
I feel like I have a poorly wired time bomb inside of me.
A recent study estimates that sludge, like what was applied here, has also been spread on around 5% of all farmland in this country. In an email to CBS News, the FDA said the U.S. food supply is among the safest in the world. Elsie Sunderland studies PFAS pollution at her Harvard University lab. How would you characterize the federal government's approach toward PFAS?
I would call it ambitious, yet fragmented. You know, if we're really concerned about PFAS and our everyday exposure, we should be proactive and we should be banning these chemicals from non-essential uses.
I'm looking for not only a slower paced life, but a cleaner life, a healthier life. And this is what you gain being abroad. Wake up and expand your mind more to a life without borders. Transportation costs will kill you. Having many luxury cars, paying the notes, paying the insurance, paying the gas to put in the cars, the maintenance that's required on the cars, all of that goes out of the window when you move abroad because you don't even need a car. And it's more income, thousands a month that you save or being able to put towards your future, retirement, investment, business. All of these and many more have helped me make my decision on where I choose to take my talents in the near future. I'll make a video expounding on that, the many reasons, coming soon. But that's my time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the video. I'm Mr.O, and I'm just living. Stay smooth and keep it player. You dig. Subscribe.
She said I'm the best that she's ever had.
AM booty call, duty call. I'm on the Percocet, so we might go a couple rounds. I got that long stroke, I be weighing out her walls. Her lips on Kylie Jenner, watch me put it in her jaw.